Hey guys, and welcome back to Guitar Lessons with Rhapsody. I'm so excited to see you guys again. I hope you're doing well. Hope you guys are having a great summer so far and enjoying your online classes brought to you by Holly Lake Forge Educational Center. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. This week we are going to be continuing our chord and triad series, and we are now going to be learning about B chords and triads. And before we get started, I'm going to give you guys something new called a guitar tip for this week. And this week's guitar tip of the week is going to be, if you guys are having trouble playing any of these strings or chords, a good tip is to make sure that your nails are not too long. Because actually, if you have long nails, it can actually affect how you play and how well you're able to actually reach the strings when you're holding them on the fretboard. Now, something new this week what we're going to learn about is called a bar chord. Now, a bar chord is a type of chord on a guitar or other stringed instrument that the musician plays by using one or more fingers to press down multiple strings across a single fret of the fretboard. And now that we have covered all of that, we are now going to get started. This week we are learning about B major, B minor, B augmented, and B diminished. And if you missed what the definition between all of those are last week, you can go back to my last video and you can check it out for yourself to get caught up on the course if you would like to. If not, it's just different types of chords and triads that we're going to be learning this week that I'll put diagrams up for you to know. Now, before we get started with everything else, we're going to learn about the different chord spellings for each and every single one of these chords and triads, starting with B major. The chord spelling for B major is the first string is a B, the third is a D sharp, and the fifth is an F sharp. Moving forward for chord spellings, we have B minor, whose chord spelling is the first is a B, the flat third is a D, and the fifth is an F sharp. Next up, we have the B augmented, and the chord spelling for that is the first is a B, the third is a D sharp, and the sharp fifth is an F double sharp. Now, a double sharp is symbolized by an X instead of like a normal sharp, which is symbolized by a hashtag symbol. And what makes a double sharp is it is a sign placed before a musical note to indicate that it is to be raised to semitones. Moving on to B diminished, the chord spelling for that is the first is a B, the flat third is a D, and the flat fifth is an F. Alright, now that we've covered some basics introduction for this video, we are now going to start playing. So if you've done so, go ahead and grab your guitar and grab your guitar pick and go ahead and get in the position that you need to get in to be able to play this week. Alright, now that you are all ready to go and you are all tuned up and you are in your seating or standing position for this week, we're now going to start with some of our chords and triads. Alright, the first one we're going to start with is B major. Now, B major is a bar chord, so it might be a little bit trickier and a little more advanced for you, and that's totally okay. You can pause this video at whatever time you would like, and you guys can just practice, and you can get back in the video whenever you feel comfortable and ready to move on. Just take your time and work at your pace. So, here's how you place your fingers on these strings. You're going to take your pointer finger, and you're going to put that across the second fret on the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. Not the 6th string, just those 5, and you are going to push down. That creates the bar effect. It's kind of like a capo almost when you're covering the string, but instead you're using your fingers. Then, what you're going to do is you're going to use your middle, ring, and pinky finger, and you are going to place them on the 4th fret. It's a little bit of a stretch. You're going to place on the 4th fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Just like that. And once you are feeling comfortable, you can go ahead and put your bar finger back up on that 2nd fret, just like so. Now, once you are ready to strum, here's how you're going to strum. You're going to strum every single string except for the 6th string. So it's going to go like this. Moving on to B minor, this is how you're going to play B minor. This one's also a bar chord, so it might be a little bit trickier for you, so it's okay if you don't get it the first time, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to do that exact same bar placement with your pointer finger on the 2nd fret, on the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. It's okay if your finger kind of goes to top, just don't push down the 6th string as well. And then you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put on the 3rd fret, and you're going to put it on the 2nd string. And then you are going to take your ring finger and your pinky finger, and you are going to put it on the 4th and 3rd string on the 4th fret. So it should look all together like this. Alright? And then once you have it ready, you can go ahead and strum those exact same strings like the B major. You're not going to strum the 6th string. You're going to strum the 5th all the way down, and it should sound something like this. Alright, the next one we're going to learn is B augmented. Now, the way you play B augmented is not a bar chord, so it's a little bit easier, but it does sound kind of funny when you play it, just because augmented and diminished chords are a little bit funny on guitar, which if you watched my last video, you remember this from last time. But here's how you play it. You're going to be using your pointer, your middle, and your pinky finger this time, and you are going to place it as follows. Your pointer finger is going to go on the first fret on the 4th string. And then you are going to take your middle finger and you are going to put it on the 5th string on the 2nd fret. And then you're going to take that pinky finger and put it on the 1st string on the 3rd fret, just like so. And then your little ring finger is just going to hang out. Don't let it touch any strings. Just let it sit there naturally, however is comfortable for you. And then the way you strum that is as follows. You're going to strum every string except for that 6th string, just like the major and the minor. It should sound something like this. Alright, the last one we're going to learn is the B diminished triad. Now this one is also not a bar chord, so it's a little bit easier to play, but it requires all 4 fingers, so your pointer, your middle, your ring, and your pinky finger, and you are going to place them as follows. You are going to put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret on the 5th string. You are going to take your middle finger, and you're going to put it on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and you're going to take your ring finger and you are going to put it on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret as well. So it's just those 2 that we're using so far. And then finally, you're going to take your pinky finger and you are going to put it on the 3rd string on the 4th fret. So it should look something like this. The way you strum it is as follows. You are going to be strumming the 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd string. So you're not going to strum that 6th or that 1st string. And it should sound something like this. It also sounds a little bit funny too, doesn't it? Now, just a reminder, the augmented and the diminished triads are a little bit funny on guitar because they weren't actually originally designed for guitar. They were actually designed for more suitable instruments like the piano. And just a reminder for you guys who are new, I am including this in our tutorials simply so you guys can learn a little bit of music theory because, you know, why not? Alright guys, that is all we're going to do for this week. I know this video is a little bit shorter than the rest, but I hope you guys go ahead and practice these along with your A chords and triads from the last video. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week.